Okay. It's a nice day outside, and it's starting to get a little chilly finally after a number of days uh, where it was so toasty. I was wondering if it was ever going to cool down, but now it's cooled down quite significantly. But one thing that's but I will say that I'm not the only one that's going to heat up because so will the action because it's time for part two of round two of the Madden series season 17. And I see King Ace, and then we have Ryan and Patty. Now, of course, Patty, along with Azrael and the rest of the Cowboys, have already made it to the next round. All that's left really is to take care of the other half of the second round. So I'm just gonna set the rest of this up. So this might be a good time to go get snacks and stuff like that. And of course, we'll have two games because, well, that's all we got left for this one. And that includes Clinton and his team, the Green Bay Packers. We could see that happen. I mean, obviously, it would take. Well, it depends on who wins these next two games. And Patty has pizza. Well, that's always good to have something like that. Okay. I guess the next question is, let's see. I saw that Clinton was here, but before him was Spike Ryan. So unless you guys want to draw straws or whatnot, I'll have to go with who was here first. Because the Saints will be taking on, well, the New Orleans Saints will be going on the road to Jacksonville, and the Washington Commanders will be going to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. So those are the matchups for this part. So that being said, though, I guess the better question is who wants to go first, and then work our way over there and work our way there. I should say I can't talk. Of course you're on the Jaguars, but yeah, can't even talk. So yeah, King Ace, if you're interested in being a GM, let me know, and then I'll put you down on the list and the team that you're going to be the general manager of for next season, season 18. There we go. Sure. But regardless, we are going to play. But regardless, your game is tonight, though. It is a doubleheader, so we're not just playing one game. We're playing two games, though. Let me see if I have a coin or something around here. Well, I guess the only logical thing to do is go with who was first in among the remaining GMs that have yet to have a game, and that's with Spike Ryan. So that means that by default, the Commanders Packers game, Clinton, you're on the Packers, will be the second of the two games. Or do I want to go with the matchup that's close up on paper as opposed to a runaway? Okay, so you guys are all right. All right. Well, in that case, that makes it much easier. So I will start up the first game, being the Saints at the Jaguars. So let's get that ready. Okay. There we go. So of course, Spike Ryan's going to take the field along with his, along with the, what's the word? Along with the team that he drafted and the free agent signing, which, of course, Clinton still has, but of course he was unable to use it since he was at work, so he still has it. Well, we'll see what happens there, Ace. But on the other hand, Jose did I can't even talk. Jose drafted you for a reason, because he knew that you were the best center in the game. That being said, there are other stadiums besides the ones that come with each team, if you can believe it. Yeah, they have other arenas here. Estadio Azteca, Tottenham Hotspur, Wembley Stadium. And in fact, if I remember correctly, it was either Wembley or I think it was Tottenham. Looking to get your fourth? Well, we'll see what happens, though. So as I start the game, I will then let those who are in this game know that they're up next. So let's get to it. All right, let me let the likes of Mike Wasson and all the others know. Oh, there's Jose. All right, so I wasn't sure between that and Wembley, but I went with Tottenham.
Today,
although it's a nice-looking stadium.
From Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, England. It's the NFL International Series on EA Sports.
Oh, well, Ace, I'm just going to tell you that one of the newest additions that the Saints made was a quarterback.
Jacksonville Jaguars versus Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football
And
League.
wow, look at that stadium.
Cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I believe in Trevor Lawrence. It doesn't have the same ring as Joe Hendry, I'm sorry. Well, we'll see what happens, though. New Orleans will start with the ball, which means that Jacksonville will start with the ball at the half. And I'll go over who's on each team once New Orleans starts with the ball.
Here now to get us started is Logan.
All right, here we go.
And we are underway here in London.
Good luck to Jose, and good luck to... yeah, it sounds like they will move if they ever go international. And this is just a prototype, if nothing else.
Here come the Saints for their opening drive.
Wait.
They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's been fun to watch
Oh,
his
no,
development
I
through
forgot
the
to
years,
put...
and right now
I
what
am
you
such
see
an
is a very
idiot. I
confident
forgot to put...
quarterback who has a strong sense of self,
I forgot to
totally
put
understands
Brandon
the offense,
Cuevas as
and knows how to get
the
ball to his
quarterback. I am
playmakers
so
on the
stupid.
run.
Tell me you didn't just say that. Yeah, that is true. The owner has teams in London. I did not mean to say loner. But I just remembered. Hold on. If I can exit out, please. Thankfully, it is early.
Carr gonna throw right away.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I forgot to. Thankfully, I did put Mike Watson on the Jaguars. I just forgot to do the same for Brandon Cuevas of the Saints. So I didn't want to be unfair. So. Now, it'd be one thing if I had forgotten to do the same for both teams, but it's another thing if I do it for one and not the other. So, good thing I caught that, or good thing it was caught, rather. All right, let's correct that. Yep, there's Cuevas. There we go, much better. No, not the Jets. I meant the Jaguars. Yep, Mike Watson was there. All right, cool. Whew. Okay, that. I'm just thankful that was caught. All right. Well, I guess Jose, since you are here and since you are the owner of the Jaguars and you have the home field advantage. It was either going to be Tottenham Hotspur or Wembley Stadium, or there were two other ones, Jose. So since you're here, you can help me with this one. Okay. Whew. But yeah, welcome to the show, Brian Happy Meal Hernsberger. And, of course, you're on the Jags as you got picked up there. Okay. So, we have Allianz Arena, Estadio Azteca, Tottenham Hotspur, and Wembley Stadium. Those are the neutral stadiums that the game gives you. Let me see if there's any other ones. But I think the only other one that there's left is just the Super Bowl. Let's go all in. Well, which one? All in. That sounds more like... Oh, Wembley. Ah. Okay, Wembley it is. Okay. All right, well, now we got it. Now we got it right. Thank goodness that it was caught. All right, take two now. Oh, yeah. Let me also get Mr. Chambly.
Tonight, from London, England, it's the NFL International Series on EA Sports.
Oh, it is? Oh, hey, I'm happy to at least make that dream possible, at least in this virtual reality.
It's the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the New Orleans Saints.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And King Ace is predicting a 27-20 win for the Jags. Well, that could happen, though. All right, well, it looks like in this case, Jacksonville will receive the ball first, and New Orleans will receive the ball to start the second. I guess that's really the only real change that happened. Lots of hugging like that. I believe that's Doug Peterson, I believe. Yeah, Doug Peterson. Hey, Wally, what's up? And wait, Wally.
He takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So here's the first drive now for the Jags.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wally, you're actually going to be in action in the second of our doubleheader. This is the first game.
How about with Trevor Lawrence face coming out of college? But
he is for now. Yeah, although I think Doug Peterson's kind of on the
They always expect him to be a franchise savior. Whatever team he joins, to his credit, he shouldered those expectations.
But I hate to say it, but yeah, he's kind of on the hot seat. But on the other hand, how do I put this? It all starts with the owner from the top down. Yeah, you might get a couple of winning seasons from time to time, but you're not going to have a lot of consistently winning seasons. You'll have more losing seasons than nothing else. Yeah, you might get a couple of winning seasons here and there, but not to the degree that you would want. Yeah, it could very well happen, Clinton. Oh, yeah, and as for who's on the Jacksonville Jaguars in a moment, and he overthrows it. No, you haven't missed anything, Joshua. Your game will be after this one as quote-unquote the main event. But as for the Jaguars, so at tight end you have Mike Wasson. At defensive end you have Adrian Chambly. At linebacker, you have Jamar Games. At center, the best center in the game, Jordan Walker. And finally, at wide receiver is Jose Blanco. You got picked by the Commanders, Washington. I'm afraid not, Clinton. Somebody else picked Wally, and that was the Commanders.
Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
But unfortunately, the Jacksonville Jaguars are not doing pretty well.
So on fourth down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville.
Well, now it's going to be up to the defense to even just keep this afloat. Yeah, I'm very sorry about that, Clinton, but I'll tell you who you do have. You have yourself at quarterback. You have a tight end with Carroll Parks. You have a center with Triple B. And you have a defensive tackle with Louis Levanguer. So you actually have a very solid roster of those who ended up on your squad there, Clinton.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to.
No, they haven't played it yet. I mean, they did play a game in round one, but they haven't played it in round two, is basically what I was trying to get at. Oh, yeah. Let me also let the others know. Jordan's here. Okay, so I need to get Jamar. Jamar's the next person. Yeah, that's the thing. If I'd have known, I would have tried to, stall, but I couldn't. Well, I guess you can watch the rest of it, Joshua, when it comes out.
That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere.
I'd have done it earlier, but I was at work at that time.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Well, anyway, Brandon does get the completion, and he gets it to 3rd and 1. But not a problem, though, Joshua.
Gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take what you can get situation.
Get Jamar.
Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. He'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man.
The Saints were your dad's team? Well, I'm happy that at least the Saints did win a championship, especially after so many years of losing.
Themselves weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
All right, so Brandon with another completion, and he gets another 1st down. So Brandon steadying the ship, and much more consistent than, say, Derek Carr would have been.
They have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
But obviously, it's never over until it's over. I mean, we have seen, teams that should win on paper lose on the field. And a completion for 7 yards this time.
Looks like right at the 15. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against.
Oh, yeah, and for the Saints, I forgot to mention the Saints. So you have at quarterback Brandon Cuevas. You have at strong safety Jennifer Wolverine.
They'll run it for the first time.
They'll run it with Alvin Kamara.
Saints first down as he's down to the 11.
Let's see. The Detroit Lions is one, unless you're talking about. But unless you count the NFL championship, then yes, they did win.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11.
So yeah, Jennifer Wolverine at strong safety.
And they go the wrong way on this one.
Offensive guard, Peter Griffin. Defensive tackle, Rain Sinclair, otherwise known as RS. And, of course, at linebacker, the GM of the team, Spike Ryan.
And he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trap.
Oh, in league history. Okay. Let's see. I want to say the Bengals have never won a championship. The Bengals would be one.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They're going to look to throw.
And well, they do. Well, they get they get 6 on that one, and it's 3rd and 5.
I know sometimes we can get fooled.
So yeah, the Bengals have never won it, and then let's see.
He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point of attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him now.
And I'm not sure where Brandon was throwing it at.
And that's how he'll shred a defense.
You're asking the chat as well? Yeah, okay. Oh, man. Well, Jacksonville Jaguars have never won it, that's for sure. Jacksonville's never won any championships, and then...
Here's Blake Groupie now for the Saints field goal. From the left hand.
Texans, Titans, yeah, none of those teams have ever won. Well, they do get a field goal, so it's 3-0 Saints.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points.
One more.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right?
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know if I can count the Chargers because they did win an AFL championship.
In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
NFL, NFC North. The Vikings have never won a championship. Because the Chargers did win the AFL championship.
So after the field goal, back out
That was pre-Super Bowl, though. But no, the Vikings have never won a title.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
So, yeah, Jose got that one. And then King Ace is a Ravens fan. Wait, is that the team you want to be the GM of? King Ace?
First drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. And obviously, when Joshua was drafting for his team, he needed somebody to catch the ball, but he also needed someone big. He needed a Hulk, and that's why he got you as a tight end. Was because he knew that he could depend on you, and that's what it was. Anyway, they'll hand it off with a jet sweep to the Jaguars.
He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Christian Kirk with the jet sweep pass for 9 yards.
They got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice
12 teams that have never won the Super Bowl. The Lions definitely won. Vikings, Chargers, Texans, the former Oilers. What? Intercepted! Intercepted by Davis. Demario Davis with an interception. Man.
Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle.
And then Jose's like, Trevor!
Defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man.
And then King Hayes is like, see, Jose?
Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield.
I have a feeling that King Ace might have been onto something. I'm not sure who he was throwing it to. I imagine he was throwing under duress, but he wasn't. I know it's still early, though.
Starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10.
But usually it's never over until it's over, but we'll find out. I have a feeling I know what Jose will intend to do should his team somehow find a way to pull it out. After this, it will be the Washington Commanders. That's the team that you're on there, Wally. At the Green Bay Packers. So the Commanders are the second lowest seed against the highest seed in the Green Bay Packers.
Now back to throw.
Oh yeah, Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills have never won a Super Bowl, even though they did win an AFL championship back in the day.
Make sure you have a little bit of physical play when the ball gets to the receiver. Find a way to jostle it free. They caught him off guard, forced the incompletion.
And of course, Spike Ryan, very happy with his team's performance, and how could he not be? And another completion.
He's got a man complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 24 yards. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation.
And then King Ace before then says we should have got a QB. It looks like that so far. And a quick pass for 6 yards before the end of the quarter. And at the end of one quarter, it is 3-0 New Orleans.
The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up.
All right, 2nd and 4 at the 18. Oh, you have to go to bed? Oh, all right. Well, thank you for coming in.
Back to throw again.
And plenty of time.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They hand it off, although this time it was well defended when it came to the run defense.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
All right, they hand it off again, but once again they don't allow him in the end zone. I mean, they gain 2 yards out of that, but not enough.
2 straight shots on the ground. Now on
3rd and goal.
You go to the air.
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
All right, 3rd and goal at the 2.
Right now,
I'll be shocked if Jacksonville can
This is 3rd and goal.
prevent another touchdown and force a field goal, if nothing else. Well, they're trying to run it with Kamara, but they might have to do some play-action passing or something because, I mean, it's insanity that they tried to run it 3 times and it didn't work.
The 3 points, and I'm just relying on my defense here. Show them you have a little confidence in them, and let the offense.
So the run defense manages to stop them completely,
but for now, we'll take the
and it all started with Chambly, the defensive end.
Here's Blake Groupie now.
So definitely got to give credit to the defense. So.
And this one is right through.
All right, so that's back-to-back field goals.
6-0. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So after the field goal, back out is Groupie to send this one away. This taken in at the goal line.
And they get it to the 24. Not a bad return. But to Clinton's point, yeah, that's what they got to do. They got to adjust to his strengths. Even as limiting as they may be, that's what you got to do. You got to play to his strengths because to expect him to do anything but that. So we'll find out if that's exactly what they do. Oh, I forgot to. How silly of me! I forgot to let everybody else know. And what number are you? Let me see.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired it.
I believe I gave you number 83.
2nd and 10.
All I know is you're the center, so you're the guy that's snapping the ball.
Here's Lawrence.
Can Lawrence finally make a pass? Or is he going to run? He'll run. Well, to his credit, he got a first down with his feet rather than his arm. All right, here we go. Let me let Brandon know.
Nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah, Jennifer Wolverine. Let me get her, too.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And Lawrence with another pick!
On the slant, and it's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it.
Wow, what in the hell is going on? In the words of Vince Lombardi, what the hell's going on out here?
Ended with an interception.
And
I mean, and it bounced off his helmet.
I think it's going to rattle him necessarily, I also wonder
It
if it's going to
I mean,
nerve him a little
I mean, if
bit.
you saw
Does
it,
lead to
it
another
bounced
one?
off the guy's
Or does he
helmet,
find a way
and
to
then
pull
it bounced
together
into the
and
hands of
become sharp
another
again?
of his teammates. There you see Brandon
Cuevas.
Cuevas, but
Following the interception, they're set up nicely.
so far,
inside the
they've
red
cashed
zone.
in on
Knocking
two.
on the door, if you will.
This is
First
like,
and 10.
that's two. This is insane.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside
Well,
the
anyway,
20.
like I said, King Ace, if you want to be a GM, just let me know if you are interested and which team do you wish to be the GM of, provided no one else has already picked that team. So, let me know. Oh yeah, Peter Griffin. Let me get our good friend Peter.
First play of the drive goes the wrong
Yeah,
way.
unless they
Here's
make some
2nd
sort
and
of major
12.
adjustments or they get a pick six or something, or hope that Brandon makes a
They
mistake.
stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. Second quarter action.
Like,
with
that's really the Jags'
1:59
only hope at
remaining.
this point. I know it's still early, but the way they've been going, it's not looking good.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw.
And Brandon flushed out of the pocket,
Buying time to his left.
and he
And
makes
he'll
it.
take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. From 17 yards out. And they're able to add
Well,
on to their advantage.
This is a great decision.
Wow.
Right here. Out of the pocket to his left, and he knows if he waits too long, the defense is going to be.
They also have to
all over him.
remember
So
that the
he makes
quarters
the
are not
decision
as
to
long.
go.
And the reason they're
Runs the
not
race
is
to the
because
goal line.
if they were, what's the word? Like, why make the game longer than it needs to be? Except for, like, the Super Bowl, obviously. But anyway, touchdown for New Orleans as they have as they've converted 3 times, 2 field goals, and now a rushing touchdown by Brandon Cuevas. And then hopefully we'll get a word from the GM of the Saints, Spike Ryan. Though I will give him, I will give King Ace credit though, as he's congratulating the New Orleans Saints.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away.
Because at this point, if the Saints manage to lose, all I will say is how. Anyway. Hey, what's up, Brandon? By the way, you're on the New Orleans Saints, and, well, you scored a touchdown with your feet, but now up next is Trevor.
He'll try to refocus with a 1st and 10 to start this drive.
Yeah, that's the biggest understatement of the year. But also, he's got to utilize the weapons he does have. You know, that being Jose, that being Mike Wasson. That's what he's got to do.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Oh, and almost got picked off again. And I believe that was Jed Wolverine who almost got that pick off, who almost got the pick.
It's 2nd down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call.
Yeah,
Just trying to make 2nd down.
And he didn't get much better this year either.
I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit.
Although
more
that
than
just
it
goes to
was.
show it was
Nice
more
job
so
there pressing
in
up
real
on it
life.
and forcing the incompletion.
On 2nd down, Lawrence.
Well, finally he completes a pass, and he gets a 1st down. All right, so he finally completes a pass.
He's got his first catch here before halftime.
Oh, come on. Even Baker Mayfield would be a better QB at this point. But in this case, Trevor Lawrence finally completed a pass. But now can he do it more consistently? That's the question.
He gets enough for the 1st down.
Another pass.
Over the middle, taken in. And they'll get him
All
down
right,
after
so
a pickup
that's
of
2 in a row. Can you make it 3? Yeah, he's been solid in Tampa. I mean, all right, timeout being used, so it's 13-0. But the Jaguars have a little bit of momentum. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Second and a couple. From midfield now, Lawrence.
Yep. Wait, did he catch that? He caught that! Wow! What a catch by Calvin Ridley? Yes, Calvin Ridley. This was before he went to the Tennessee Titans a year later. But how in that? I mean, that was just a great catch.
Here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target.
Wow, great catch there by Calvin Ridley.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Well, let's see if they get this one. Another completion and a first down and forced out of bounds. And forced out of bounds, that stops the clock at 50 seconds. Maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars are cooking with something.
Offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room.
But yeah, they definitely need some points here.
Really nice yardage.
Yeah, I mean we'll start with a touchdown to begin with.
On first down with Lawrence.
Oh, nice block. And Lawrence, what? Did he get it? Wait, was that was a touchdown? I don't believe it. And who caught that? Wait, is that who that was a touchdown. Let's see. So he caught it, and it was I did not see his. I can't see his name. His name was behind me. Oh wait, that was Jose Blanco. Well, I'll say this though, Jose definitely. That's the thing, Jose. That's the thing about Jose. He's a playmaker. He can make an average quarterback like Trevor Lawrence look like a king. But that was his best performance. That drive was his best performance. But now the question is, can he do it more consistently? And if the answer is yes, then we'll have ourselves a game. Mr. Sunshine. Why? Because he looks like Ron Bass? You know, from Remember the Titans?
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
Well, they didn't do the two-point conversion, but I guess they wanted to make sure that they got the points in, which they did. So, all right. Well, now that the Jacksonville Jaguars scored, now can they stop them?
Late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think,
Oh, yeah.
Charles?
And then one other person, and then that's it.
To your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Well, now it's up to the defense to do what they need to do.
They'll come out throwing here to start.
And Brandon. Wait. Oh, what a catch! And forced out of bounds, but that was a great catch there by Johnson. Obviously no relation to Wally Johnson.
It's a nice zone breaker right there. Take the tight end, move him out to the slot, then have him run a corner route versus the zone coverage, which means.
Well, anyway, there you see Rain Sinclair, number. I can't see his name. I think that was 40. I mean, that was just a great catch. I mean, great throw, but better catch.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
All right, first and 10 at the 44, and a rare miscue there by Brandon Cuevas.
Defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Now a second.
Yeah, great job blocking off the defender from making a play. Absolutely.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll
And a completion down the middle. Enough for a first down and a timeout being called.
Timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
And then hello to Donnie. Who's Donnie? I think this is the first time I've seen Donnie here, but it's nice to meet you. And wow, what a throw and what a catch. Wait, what do you mean that's Joker?
So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Wait, Joker? Wait, Donnie?
So how about this for field position after the
well,
big play?
are you talking to me, or are you talking to Ace, or Jose, or whatnot?
At the 7-yard line.
Nope, not quite enough for a touchdown, but well, just as they start to figure out their offense, their defense can't stop them. Oh, hey, no need to use all caps, brother. The blue toad, of course. But you didn't have to be like that. You didn't have to be like that.
They'll drop to throw.
Well, touchdown. And the Saints just continue to kill them. I mean, the Jags could not stop them from scoring before the half. And Cuevas, especially Cuevas along with Olave, I mean, they just, yeah.
That they get the second half kickoff as well,
yeah.
so they can break this one wide open before the other guys have a chance to possess the football.
Here's Groupie for the PAT. And the lead is now 13.
All right, well, another extra point there for the Saints.
And it was Chris Olave.
I got to give
with a touchdown.
I got to give the GM Spike Ryan a lot of credit for bringing in Brandon Cuevas. And hello to Go Ravens. And, of course, Atticus rooting for Jacksonville. I guess he's rooting for his friend Jose. It's on Legend. Or I think it's Madden, I think. It's on the hardest difficulty. I'll just say that. But, yeah, it's AI versus AI. This is more like a show rather than actually me playing. There are other streamers that play to play, and then there are those who play against other people. So yeah, it is AI or the computer against computer, really. And they'll just take the knee. They're not even going to take a chance, but I guess considering their luck, I don't blame them. So 20-7 at the end of one half.
Check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand-new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Well, hey, I'm happy that that's the case.
And you gotta expect
I'm not even in the game. Yes, you are in the game.
And to bring the action your way.
Yeah, see, there you are right there. Walker. I can't even talk. Walker, number 83, that's you.
All right, Coach,
so, sir, you're Walker, 83. It's just that you're not on the defense, although it's not like the old days where you could play two ways. I wish you could do that, but but the game doesn't let you do that. Though I imagine if you could do that, I'd have definitely been it would be cool though if you could do that. I'll just say that. About the kickoff? Well, if you're talking about the current kickoff rules, I'm not too happy. I'm not too big of a fan of it, but
as we are back underway in the second half. On the return, here's Rashid Shaheed.
Interesting.
And a good return.
But hopefully, there's enough people to petition to, have it go back to the old rules. I wish that was the case.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives,
Watson him? Wait, what do you mean Watson him?
And give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys.
But yeah, they really should allow the ability to play two ways. But on the other hand, I can see why they don't do it.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
Wait, like Watson? Watson?
Not that time.
Deshaun Watson?
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
But yeah, he did get out for the season again. I mean, that.
Set up a throw.
I don't know about the King. I think he's just.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
I'm not sure. I don't know if you're a stand for him, but I'm not that big of a fan of him, honestly. But he got hurt with his Achilles. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's a good question. I have no idea what the defense is doing. He was overhyped, overpaid. He was a flash in the pan, I hate to say.
Now a first down.
Well, they hand it off.
With a juke.
And 6 yards on that. A bad person.
It's a 6-yard.
Oh, you mean Watson? Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't really dig deep too much. Oh, I mean, I've heard some sordid tales, but it's not like, how do I put this?
Taking their time and making it work.
What's the word?
2nd and 4.
And, well, a rare miscue there by Brandon Cuevas.
Could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Yeah, exactly. Allegations are not great.
A 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
I would be very careful here. And, well, speaking of being careful, well, to Cuevas' credit, he didn't just, he made certain that he didn't throw it and get an interception, but that is going to force a 4th down and a punt. All right, here we go.
Unable to do so on that play.
Kicks it off, and that might get pinned. Wow, they pinned him. The defensive weapon known as the punter gets him at the 2.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Yeah, I mean, even without the allegations, there's just, it's just not a good look. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I was kind of turned off by the Cleveland Browns. I'm just saying, because
we forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that,
but yeah, Clinton has said in the past that a punter is an extension of the defense, and they pinned him at the 2. They'll run it out. Well, they'll get 5 yards off of that, so they'll have some more breathing room.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
On second down, here's Lawrence.
And Lawrence. Lawrence. Whoa.
Let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types
Best
of
team in the
throws.
NFL right now. If by record, I'd say the Chiefs. But if we're talking about who has played consistently well,
This offense in desperate
I would
need of
say
conversion as they come up on
the
third
Detroit
down.
Lions. Because they're the one team that I really don't have as much concern about. I mean, the biggest concern for the Chiefs is really just the injuries, especially with their wide receiving core. Whereas, I mean, really the only major injury that the Lions suffered was to Hutchinson.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
Well, that's going to give New Orleans much great great field position to start with.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can.
I mean, and I also probably would have included the Ravens, but then they lost to the Browns, and that was to the Deshaun Watson-less Browns. So what does that really say? Now, can the Ravens go to the Super Bowl? Of course they can. They are still talented enough to do it. It's really the consistency or the lack thereof that concerns me, really. Because all it takes is one loss. One loss is all it takes, and you're done. So go Ravens. Top 5 would be the Chiefs, Lions, Ravens, 49ers, and maybe the Steelers. Well, definitely the Chiefs and the Lions. Ravens, maybe as well. 49ers, they've had some injuries to the point where I'm thinking they might limp into the playoffs, but I don't think they'd be able to get very far just with what they have. And the Steelers, well, if they can put together a consistent output on offense, then yes, I think the Steelers will be a threat. I honestly think so. I might also throw in the Packers. I might throw in and maybe even the Bills, but aside from them, I mean, that's a very good top 5. And of course, Spike Ryan very happy with his team, the New Orleans Saints. They have the lead and they have the ball. And as for Jose, you do have that one free agent signing pick, which you can then use as draft capital for the next draft. So in other words, you can then use it to trade for draft picks or maybe even hoard free agent signing picks to build up your team that way, whichever way you decide. So yeah, that free agent signing will carry over to the next draft. Anyway. I mean, Purdy, I will say this, Purdy, oh, nice completion there by Cuevas. I mean, I will just say this, though, Purdy was probably the best thing that they found. It was more of a happy accident, really.
What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion, got the job done for a first down.
Yeah, well, that also happened with the Jaguars, with them paying Trevor Lawrence money. Again, I'm not trying to crap all over Lawrence because, you know, I imagine Trevor's a nice guy and all, but and a rare miscue that almost resulted in a pick, but an incompletion. But I mean, if I'm being real though.
Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape.
And the Cowboys, it's kind of like they have the tools to win, but they always come up short.
Second and 10. Back to throw.
And then Brandon going with the ball. Well, they take him down though, but it's another first down. He's had 4 rushes for 51 yards and a rushing touchdown, does Cuevas. to go along with a passing touchdown.
The results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now.
But this just goes to show what would happen if New Orleans actually had a QB and not Derek Carr. But that's another story for another time.
Spying on him on passing downs.
From down at the 12.
And that's the sad thing, is that Jerry had something and he just had to meddle in affairs, really. Yeah, exactly. He's just getting in his own way, really. All right, 1st and goal at the 1.
How did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll set up to throw.
And, okay, what kind of throw was that, Brandon?
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
All right, so possible final play of the quarter. They'll hand it off. And Kamara doesn't get very far. Oh, yeah, the Texans. Now, that's a team that can go very far. That's a team that can go far. Do I think they'll win the championship? Probably not, but the Texans have a lot of upside. And if you had asked me this question about 3-4 weeks earlier, I probably might have included the Vikings, but Williams gets it in, and the Saints just pouring it on.
So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like
pretty much that is ball game, though.
Let's call our favorite running play over our best blocker.
Well, like I said, I don't think the Texans will win the championship, but on the other hand, I would not be surprised if they do make it
now the Saints offense will
to an AFC championship. I honestly don't think.
They'll try and throw for it.
And they'll go for a 2-point conversion, although there's a flag. Let's see what happens here.
But there is a flag down. Let's sort this out here.
And that was a roughing the passer, and because they did make it while the flag was thrown, penalty is declined, and the result is the 2-point conversion is good. Ohio State, yes. Most Ohio State QBs flop in the NFL. But yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they pretty much, especially with Trevor Lawrence, Trevor put the team, wow. It went off the crossbar. But the penalty was assessed on the kickoff.
These guys definitely hoping for
so Clinton then says he's a massive Buckeyes fan and have seen all but Stroud struggle a lot. Just speaking facts.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
They lead big,
I'm saying that Young is a bust. Wait.
A whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break.
Wait, Bryce Young?
And you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
I mean,
an incomplete pass.
Obviously it didn't help that he was in a bad situation with the Carolina Panthers, but certainly
Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk.
Bryce Young, yeah. But certainly it didn't help that he wasn't able to
there for the Jaguar first.
play as well as he could in spite of that.
Don't give up any big plays.
He could have, but he didn't.
This game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays.
And, well, this time they do get a completion, does Trevor Lawrence, but he only gets it for 5 yards.
42. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. Throwing again here.
And Trevor Lawrence. Oh, wow, what a... Wow, that was a lucky bounce. That was a lucky bounce. I mean, it was well defended, but a lucky bounce. And, of course, the one to benefit was Jose Blanco. And, of course, if none of the names are familiar, that's because some of them are created players. And Jose Blanco with one of the most unusual receptions that he manages to get his hands on. Just goes to show you anything can happen in this game. However, with the score that it is and the time that's left, it may be too little too late. But for his part, Jose Blanco is not the reason they lost. But anyway, another completion.
Because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Now we're going to get another look at this one. Dennis Allen
and we have
happy, so he has thrown the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet?
You were talking about guys like J.T. Barrett, Justin Fields, Craig Krenzel, Braxton Miller, and others.
Because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even
oh yeah, Justin Fields. Like Justin Fields is probably the latest among them, and some of those guys are nice guys, but you know, nice guys don't always do well in the NFL.
This will indeed remain a completed pass.
Of course, it also didn't help in the case of Justin Fields that he was in a bad situation when it came to like the way the team was structured and everything.
Looking to throw Lawrence.
And almost got intercepted again. This is just another, I mean, I hate to say this, but Lawrence is melting down. I mean, he had that one great season, but unfortunately just was unable to capitalize on it.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Again, it's Lawrence.
All right, Lawrence. Well, this time he does get the completion. Gets it to the 11, 1st and 10. I mean, at this point, they're just trying to get a modicum of their pride, though. And then Clinton says Fields has a. You know what? Hang on a second. I forgot to. Hang on a moment. Let me go to Go Ravens. I'm going to give Go Ravens a subscription. I want to say thank you for coming on in, man. And do stick around, my friend. All right, 1st and 10 at the 11.
Now
Lawrence gets the pass off to the tight end. And Mike Watson with a touchdown.
The Jaguars have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Well,
yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys
I mean, a great job there by Mike Watson getting himself open, but it may be too little too late.
But now you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
Now McManus for the extra point.
Kicks it. And it's 28-14.
So that drive goes 8 plays.
And of course, Spike Ryan, a.k.a. Brandon Cornwell, in the chat, very happy that his team, the Saints, are doing very well. Now, sure, they gave up a touchdown, but they already had a comfortable lead to go with it. But obviously, they'll have to step up their defense, especially when they go up against some of the other teams like the Washington Commanders, the Green Bay Packers, the Dallas Cowboys, at least in this version, really. Well, they go for the onside kick, but it was no good.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately,
I mean, great recovery there by Thomas, but
I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A 10th carry for Kamara.
And Kamara just running it down their throat.
Take this down inside the 25.
Now, granted, this was during the these are the 2023 rosters from last year, so just take what we have with a grain of salt. But yeah, smart call on the part of the Saints to just simply run it down, run the clock out.
Also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
The worst thing they can do is throw a pick six or just turn it over in general.
Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And
well,
no
that's a no gain.
The corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage.
And a tackle by Jamar.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Again,
all right, they hand it off, although, well, it looks like Jacksonville is it's finding ways to stop the run. But again, it's like the old saying, too little, too late. But it is the right call, though.
3rd and 10. Expect a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
All right, 3rd and 10.
Kamara try the right side.
Well,
and this time he's
it's another no gain.
So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him.
And a timeout used up, so now it's 4th and 10. But they're close enough to score a field goal, and I mean this game is, I don't want to say it is over, but it's, for all intents and purposes, it is over.
Here's Blake Groupie now for
but
the
they'll go for the field goal to make it a three possession game, I should say. I can't talk.
And his kick is,
and it is good, so yeah, it's done.
Even further.
So even if they score a touchdown, again, too little, too late.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
So after the field goal, back out is Groupie to send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
All right, so they'll start at the 22.
Set to take over here. Well, probably not much that they can do at this
I mean,
point, CD.
I guess
Down
the
three
next
scores
best
late
thing
in the
to
fourth
talk
quarter.
about
This
is, as
gonna
far
be
as
a little too
Jose
much
is
to
concerned,
overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think
Jose, are you going to come back as a GM for next year? Well, by next year, I mean next season. This is season 17, by the way.
I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Now Lawrence on first down.
And broken up. Almost got picked off again.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more.
And as for Spike Ryan,
and did exactly that.
Should the Saints hold on,
After the incomplete pass, here now is second.
then it's going to depend on the result of the next game. Whether the Saints go to Miami. Let me see. Or
2 yards
wait.
to loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Yeah, whether the Saints go to Miami to face the Dolphins, or whether they face off against the Green Bay Packers.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. He's gonna let
Lawrence is going, but not far enough.
Able to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a
And it looks like the New Orleans Saints players are getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Also, number 84 is Jen Wolverine. Yes, we do have women in this game.
So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here we go. Gotta have it.
Lawrence gonna go for a long one. Too far and in the hands of a defensive player. And by who else? Jen Wolverine. Well, I gotta say, Spike, you did well of bringing in Jennifer Wolverine, as she was able to get the jump.
It was just like a punt, right? So we end up taking possession of the ball. But
I will say this though, she's got hops, and she had just enough to be able to get the ball, catch it, and secure the interception there.
That's when your instinct kicks in and you take the football. In this case, a better decision would have been to knock the ball down.
Oh, so you're Seth Rollins now? No.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Second and 11 now. Coming left is Kamara.
And Kamara runs to the left, and they don't get him down.
One tackle,
but
quickly brought down. But a nice little game.
But they'll get 6 yards on that, and that should be the last play of the game. And that's it.
So this one a victory here for New Orleans.
Call Seth TJ and ask him to GM the Bears.
Who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free
Well,
football.
nonetheless, though, congratulations to Spike Ryan and the New Orleans Saints as they eliminate the Jacksonville Jaguars.
If we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
Well, for certain, Jose Blanco will be back next season. As a GM, I'll ask him which team, provided said team is not already taken. But congratulations.
So that's a wrap for Charles
as
Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin.
The Saints will either go to Miami and face off against the Dolphins, or
with that we say cheerio from London.
or they'll have to face off against the Packers, depending on who wins this next game. But let's take a look at the player stats before we start. So, yeah, without question, Brandon Cuevas had the better game. He had more yards, more completions, a better completion percentage. And even though Trevor Lawrence had 2 touchdowns to Brandon's 1, he had 3 interceptions, so obviously that's not good. And they didn't drink any tea. And of course, Brandon had the most yards and most average yards per carry. I can't talk. Then you had Jamal Williams and Brandon each with a rushing touchdown. And of course, Jose Blanco had the most yards, but it was Michael Thomas who had the most yards per reception. And you had Jose Blanco, Mike Wasson, and Chris Olave with the most touchdowns. Okay, nothing for blocking. That's good. Andrew Wingard had the most tackles. Cuevas and Jen Wolverine were the MVPs of the team. Andre Sisco had 2 tackles for loss. Nobody had a sack. But Demario Davis, Isaac Yidam, and Jennifer Wolverine each had an interception. But nobody had any safeties or touchdowns, so defensively at least. And then, of course, Blake Grupe had 3 extra points. Or, I'm sorry, he had 3 field goals and 2 extra points. So that's 9 plus 2. That's 11 points he accounts for. But yeah, definitely Cuevas did a great job with his part. But with that, the Jaguars are no more. And up next is going to be the Commanders at the Green Bay Packers. And okay, there we go. And let's see. So I know that for certain Joshua is off to bed, so I'll let everybody else know. Well, of course, Walter Johnson is not. I can't contact him though. He'll catch the replay tomorrow, not a problem. But I'll let everybody else know that I can reach. Know that they will be up next. So. You do have some news before you have to go? Or what's that? Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Well, Clinton, are you ready to play for the Packers, along with 3 others who, like on the day of the draft, you ended up with the 3 players that nobody picked. So who knows? Maybe they might have left you the best players inadvertently. You never know. But you have the Packers and the Commanders. Now, the Commanders did win their game against the Giants to get to this point. But now they're going to have to go into Packers territory. Oh, is that it? Well, we'll see what happens, though, as far as WWE is concerned. Okay. All right, so let me just I'll let Mario Party Brandon, JT Price, and Damian know that they'll be up next. Clinton is ready. Awesome. I'm just going to let your opponents know that they're up next. So
Tonight, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
play smart, get this done.
It's the Green Bay
This is
Packers
one of my 3 teams that I haven't won a Super Bowl yet. Oh, okay.
This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of
Now
Green
this
Bay,
is
no
Lambeau
tall
Field.
buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. Tonight we've got a good NFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, you won it with Denver, and then the Titans, you never won it at... You didn't win it with the Titans, but you did win with Denver. You took them to the Super Bowl, but they didn't win. But you won with Denver, and you won as a Cowboy one time there, Clinton, from what I do remember. And then Clinton's like, wow. Wait, wow is in what? So 2 to go then. Yeah.
Here's Anders Carlson set to get this one started, and we are underway.
But, hey, I will say this, though. You did pretty well as a Cowboy.
James. Now James returning.
And that's Joshua James himself
As he'll get this to about the
as the free safety.
So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now, because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
All right, there we go. But, yeah, you won with the Cowboys. In fact, you won with King Ace as your center. That much I do remember. All right, I'll go over who's on each team in just a moment, and only 1 yard for JT Price. All right, here we go. Speaking of JT Price, he is the running back. The quarterback is Mario Party Brandon, not to be confused with Brandon Cornwell or Brandon Cuevas. He's called Mario Party Brandon because he plays Mario Party with us. And he hands it off. And he got it to Price, but he only gets 1 yard out of that. Well, 1 yard is not going to do anything. I mean, they gotta turn on the Jets is what JT has to do. I mean, of course, the Green Bay Packers' run defense is outstanding, and I imagine, Clinton, you have got to be happy with that particular thing. Well, they do get the completion, but 1 yard short of a first down. And they got it to Bijan Robinson Jr. Or not Bijan. But it was Robinson, though. I might be confusing him with somebody else. But anyway, other than JT Price, you also have the tight end, Walter Johnson, the free safety and GM, Joshua James, and the newest acquisition via free agency, Damian Shelley, who is now going to play as a linebacker. And in fact, he's going to be tested right now along with Joshua, because you have at quarterback Clinton Flippin, also the GM of the Green Bay Packers,
And when you watch him play,
And also on offense, you have Carroll Parks at tight end, and the center is Triple B. In fact, I believe number 16 is Triple B. And you have a defensive tackle in Louis Levanquer. So those are the people that are in this game. First and 10 at the 25. They faked the jet sweep. However, Washington was not fooled. Well, I will say this, though. Washington and Green Bay are known for their run defenses, so it really will come down to, well, who can establish the run or even who can establish the pass or anything for that matter. All right, 2nd and 9. They will run it again, but they only get 2 yards on that one. And I know that Clinton's going to come down with his keys to victory, because I know he is cool like that. Okay, let me get. Oh yeah, let me get Damien.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
So from the 39,
play intelligent football, limit the turnovers, and smart clock management. Those are the basics, obviously. Oh, he's going long. Does he get it? Wow! Well, and obviously you gotta make the plays. That's probably another additional step, though. But yeah, make the plays. And obviously this was when Riverboat Ron was still on as the coach of the team, the head coach.
And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Ron Rivera scowling down on the sideline, and he's thrown out the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Okay. Okay. And then I'll let Carroll, Triple B, and Louis know.
Successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining.
And you know what? That's the one thing that Ron Rivera, especially later in his career, was just like, I get that he wanted to win, and I get that he might have thought that it was so close that he had to challenge it, but I probably would have saved the challenge for something that was much more concrete than what was challenged. And if anything is going to be the downfall of the Commanders, it's got to be the coach.
They give to Dillon out of the gun.
Well, anyway, Dillon does get 5 yards on that one. 3rd and 5.
Nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now back to throw.
And Clinton gets the pass off, and he gets another completion.
Another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's.
And that's something that Green Bay needed, especially after the departure of Rodgers.
Completion right there, and again, Charles, good
and
time in the pocket.
Mainly for the fact that
been really solid.
Jordan Love, talented as he is,
kept him safe in the pocket.
At the time, he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Now, he got better, obviously.
Thanks, fellas. Let's keep it going.
And he's definitely done very well for himself. But a season ago, he was still much too young. So for Clinton to be the bridge is not the worst thing. In fact, it's a great thing. Because Clinton is a proven winner. He's done it before, and he can still do it. Well, the character, that is. I'm prefacing this.
Created a nice gap for the running back to get through. Pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now, saying, "We got it going, boys. Let's keep it going."
Now 2nd and 3. Again, it's Jones.
And Jones, well, this time he only gets 1 yard.
He got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
This is how offensive coordinators earn their money. He thought he was ahead of the curve after first down.
Got 7 yards first down play, but then you get stuffed there on 2nd down, maybe just a yard out of it. Now your advantage is evaporated. 3rd and 2.
Well, they'll run it, and they'll get just enough. And whoa. We got a flag. What's this? A face mask against Washington. And it was by Deron Payne.
When you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around a finger or the hand, that's pretty easy for everyone to see, and they'll call that one every time.
Yeah, absolutely there, as the other commentary team said.
Now 1st and goal.
All right, 1st and goal at the 9. They hand it off to Jones. And granted, this was when he was still with the Packers and before he left for the Vikings. And that's the end of the quarter.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Back for the 2nd quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. As they come up now, 2nd and goal.
Ready, yellow, 22.
Jones.
They hand it off, and they get the touchdown. Simple. Just a simple plan. Run it down. There you see Triple B, number 16, the center. And, of course, Mario Party Brandon not very happy with the fact that the defense allowed a touchdown. But not much else he could do other than for him to get back in and answer right back. Yep, nicely done. In fact, you know, it just goes to show that Matt LaFleur was not the problem during Rodgers' last days in Green Bay. To me, it was like, it was really Aaron that was holding him back. And that proved to be true, you know, in season 16 when Atticus was the quarterback. And it's proving to be the same thing with Clinton as the quarterback. That's what they needed. They needed somebody who could make, you know, intelligent decisions on the field to go along with somebody like Matt LaFleur who can make intelligent decisions close to the field. And not somebody like Ron Rivera, who at one point was highly considered, but then he kind of just played himself out of the Hall of Fame, if I'm being honest. I mean, if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong.
to start the drive. Brandon.
And Mario Party Brandon with a completion.
And he gets this one just shy
Well,
of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Well, one thing is for certain is that Mario Party Brandon is not the reason that the Washington Commanders are going to lose.
Offense versus his own defense. Find the holes where guys are available.
McLaurin with a 14-yard reception.
Any defender can step up and fill it.
Anyway, there you see Louis Levanguer, number 12, I think.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'll have to get a better look at his number.
Looking to throw.
Yeah, number 12.
Brandon. And yet again, it's McLaurin. And they're well past
However, I
midfield,
want to
just
say
a
that
yard or
thanks
two
to
shy of the 40. It's another 1st down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
Well, that was a fun one
I
to
will say
watch
this,
right
though,
there.
the
Nice
offensive
in-breaking
line
route
for
and putting it in the middle of the
Washington,
field, and he was able to get behind the linebackers.
I give them
and
credit.
grab the
They are
completion for
doing
a really good pickup.
a great job containing Louis Levanguer. And for the defense to be successful, they got to get to Brandon. If not, make him make bad decisions.
Back to throw. Brandon.
Or have him just throw a pick and be done with it. Owens gets a pick.
Here at their own 32-yard line.
Obviously no relation to Terrell Owens, or maybe he is related to Terrell Owens. I'm not sure.
He'll learn that you have to hold the safety, and you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders.
Yeah, Owen was
Hold the
right there
safety so
to
you
pick
get
him
back
off.
to the throw that you really want
Well,
to make.
Clinton, now you got to get back in there.
Thinking his guy was open, that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do
And
they
great
look
to
at
see
different sections in
Autism
the playbook,
Carroll.
show
And by the
something
way,
different?
Carroll,
Either way,
now
they wanna
you're
repeat
sporting a
their
shade of
first
green
drive.
in this season,
Start the drive with a carry by Jones.
as opposed to the shade of blue of the Colts. Although if you want to be a GM for the Colts, let me know, and I'll put you on the list. But aside from that, though, it's great to see you, Carroll.
His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their 1st drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Here we go, set. 33, yellow. Ready.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones.
And Jones just powers his way to 2 yards there.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the
Although I
defensive
understand
front.
that
They just engaged
Carroll
and
is
held their ground. But how about the guy
is
who made the
streaming,
play?
if I'm not
We're often talking
mistaken.
about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Here's 2nd and 8.
And, well, that time, Deron Payne brings the pain to Clinton.
Gets him for a loss of
That was
8.
a
What
rare
great
miscue
push
there
up
by
front.
Clinton as he held onto the ball a little too long. But on the other hand, between that and throwing a pick, it was probably for the best he took the sack.
Keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5
Yeah,
seconds,
Deron Payne,
that's a reasonable amount of time
that's
to
something
expect
that
to
he
move the ball
does.
downfield. So great to try and complete a
I mean,
pass, but it's
you
equally
can't
important
stop
to
him.
know
You
when
can
throw the
only
football
hope to
away,
contain
too.
him. Anyway, there you see Damian Shelley, number 7.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 16. He finds his man complete. It's Parks. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 43. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. An inside give to Jones.
And they can't stop Jones. In fact, they give up another first down is what they did.
45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go draw play. It's Dillon. And he'll get this
only team that will never relocate. Green Bay?
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties.
All right, 2nd and 9 at the 31.
Being able to diagnose run or pass.
Anyway, I was just reaching out to those who were in this game. So now that I finished reaching out, now I can call the game.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Unconditionally.
They're going to look to throw.
Clinton. Well, gets the open man.
Left to Dobbs.
Well, he got it to Dobbs, though.
On the pitch and catch, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
All right, 3rd and 4. Nice catch there by Dobbs. But, yeah, there's Louis Levanguer. Now, Levanguer, who is Arkham 500's guy, for those who don't know, he has won 2 Super Bowls, the last 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams. He's looking to win the hat trick, and that is win 3 championships in a row. Clinton is going to get the pass off, and thanks to Triple Beat along with the rest of the offensive line, the real weapon of the offense is the offensive line. People say the quarterback is important, and yes, that is true. But you need an offensive line to give your quarterback the best possible chance to win 9 times out of 10.
He'll look to throw.
And completion.
And that's complete. That's Parks.
And that was to Carol Parks. So Carol Parks,
as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first
QBs
half.
can't throw from the ground. No, they can't. Anyway, a tackle by Joshua James to Carol Parks to stop her from scoring a touchdown.
In the game, that's Jones, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle.
And, of course, another running touchdown.
Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones with his 2nd touchdown here.
And, of course, Ron Rivera very upset.
The Packers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
Yeah, there you see Beat providing some blockage.
You just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
Oh, and Carol Parks is number 43. I forgot to mention that. But great run there by Jones. But also a little reason as to why Jones, as far as Green Bay was concerned, they never should have let him walk.
And it's good to make it 14-0.
And they say that one team's loss is another team's gain, and that's what happened with him and the Vikings, that is.
Jones.
Of course, the Green Bay Packers do have a big task coming up as they face off against the Detroit Lions. That's a sentence that if you had told me this 10 years ago that the Lions were going to be a force, I would have thought you were crazy. Because even if the Lions improved somewhat, there was nothing to suggest that the Lions were going to have the success that they would have in 2023 and that they're having in 2024. And yet, that's something that Detroit has showed that, yes, running backs can be valued. And the value comes into switching them out so that they don't have the wear and tear on their tires. And that's something that Joshua James, when he was putting his team together, came to understood. So,
Ready. Blue 32.
but that's something I'm starting to notice is that
Shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
ooh, almost got picked off.
And incomplete.
Was Mario Party Brandon. But right now, if you're Washington, you got to get something. The last thing you want to do is fall further behind. I mean, you're down 2 scores. You got to get something. And in fact, it was Louis Levanquer that almost got the pick off.
So now
all right, here we go.
Second and 10. Once again,
I'm going to watch him, and then I'm going to watch Brandon. Let's see.
Brandon.
He gets the short pass. And, all right, well, timeout used up. But that was only the second timeout used because, well, they lost the timeout that they had when they lost the challenge. But yeah, no, they really do need to value running backs because that's what opens up the pass. But the pass also opens up the run too, so it's like you can't have one without the other.
Brandon. That's out wide here for Robinson.
Well, anyway, Robinson gets the completion and a first down and forced out of bounds, so they'll be able to save a timeout for the moment.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Yellow 43.
They'll look to throw again.
Mario Party Brandon gets away.
Forced out to his left.
And, well, he actually did the best he could do. I mean, he got, well, first he was forced out of bounds. He gets 7 yards on that one. And, better yet, it stops the clock, and they still have a timeout to use if they need it.
And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Here we go.
Second down and 3. Out of the gun.
Mario Party Brandon with another completion.
To his receiver, McLaurin.
Well, they got it to McLaurin.
McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's first down as he'll
Let's see if they run another play or if they'll call a timeout.
On the pick up there, and it moves the sticks.
Let's see. Are they going to call a timeout? Well, finally they call a timeout.
The timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now.
All right, so they're going to try to go for a field goal to end off the half. And
that's on target, but it's no good.
It's too short.
Online, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Too short. And the Commanders are just falling apart.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense.
Well, unless they wish to run a play, they could just take the knee and go into the half. Nope, they'll run a play. And they got it to Dillon. Dillon is the other running back, which they'll give reps to.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment. But welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report. In that first half, it was the veteran Aaron Jones who had it going. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A 2-touchdown game, 14.
And of course, the Packers will start with the ball. I mean, if they score, even if it's a field goal, it's going to make it much, much tougher for Washington to get back in this. So if Washington is going to have any chance, they got to get a stop. They got to get a stop, and the sooner the better. And obviously, if you're the Packers, you want to run it down their throat. You know, get a couple of passes in there just so that you can keep the defense honest. But otherwise, yeah, try to get a couple of first downs, and if you can get a score, do it. But whatever you do, do not turn over the ball. That's the one thing that's going to hurt them. 1st and 10 at the 24.
First down. They'll complete this one to Watson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy.
Well, they get it to Watson. Obviously, no relation to the other Watson, but they get 8 yards on that one.
33. Now a fake on the jet sweep.
A fake on the jet sweep, and Dillon falls a little short, so it's 3rd and inches.
Once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
All right, 3rd and inches.
It's Jones.
And they get just enough.
He's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Well, they get enough for a first down, so the drive continues.
Looking to throw.
And, well, another completion.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
Another reception for Watson. He's up to 4 receptions at this point.
They almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll drop to throw.
And a reception. And another first down. Clinton just continuing to get the first downs. Not just, completing his passes, but also making sure that his guys are in a position to make first downs as well.
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback.
And Clinton, well, this time Clinton got caught by
the sack by the linebacker, Jameen Davis.
Jameen Davis, excuse me. Jameen Davis was the one who got him.
They just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that could spark
well,
a
anyway,
defense and swing
I was
some
about to
momentum.
ask you, Jose,
That type of a play, didn't it, partner?
which team are you going to return as a GM of, if you're going to return as a GM? Because, well, 3 teams have already been taken. The Seahawks, the Titans, and the Rams, but all the other teams are still available. And while Jose's thinking about that, oh boy, the Lions.
He takes this for about 6 down inside
The Detroit Lions. And that's a holding on the offense. That's a rare miscue there by Green Bay. I mean, if anything, that's the one thing you don't want to do is give Washington any inclination that they can still get back in this.
Second and long after the hold. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Well, we'll see what happens though.
That'll be off the mark, too far.
And a rare miscue there by Clinton.
He's been throwing the football. We're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And Clinton gives it, well, he does complete it, and for a long chunk of yards, but not enough for a first down on account of the penalty and the sack that was given up. That's the only reason that Washington was finally able to get a stop.
Coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole.
So it looks like Clinton is advising to take the 3, and that's what they will do. Kicks it, and
this will not have the
too short.
To get there. Short, no good, just under the crossbar.
Too short.
And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
I mean, close, but a little too short. So in this case, they don't come away with a touchdown. They don't even get 3. Now, Clinton, I should also mention that you do have a free agent signing that you can use Now, that's if your team wins. If your team loses, that'll carry over into next season, and you can use that as draft capital. But if your team does win, you can then use that free agent signing to possibly get a kicker and or punter. Just a thought.
And allows for them to have some success.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Looking to throw on
and Mario Party Brandon with a completion.
Throw to the tight end Thomas.
And Thomas manages to get by one guy, but it takes 2 other guys to take him down.
The catch and run there.
Well, Washington is starting to get a little bit of momentum, and I have to think that Matt LaFleur is a bit concerned, as well he should be. The last thing you want to do, or the last thing you want as a coach, is to give the other team the feeling that they can still come back.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter.
So if you're Green Bay, if you're Matt LaFleur, you would want your defense to come up with a big play and shut them down. Something like that. Only giving up 2 yards on that run.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
This is 2nd and 8. to throw. Brandon.
And throws it away.
There, but it's incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down.
All right, 3rd and 8.
Brandon.
And what a completion!
By his big tight end.
And who did he get it to?
And this is going to result
Wally
in
Johnson.
first down as the tackle's made at the Packers'
Walter the
12-yard
Hulk
line.
Johnson comes up huge as the tight end, but they now have 5 minutes to score a touchdown and then try to get the ball back and score another touchdown just to tie the game.
Back now at Lambeau.
Now the Commanders have some momentum,
In possession of the football, but they trail as we start this.
but it will be all for naught if they are unable to get a touchdown here.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, it doesn't work without pressure, of course.
Brandon.
Although he does get this one, and well, he got the first down. He got the first and goal, but no touchdown yet.
On the last 2 plays, they've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the
I mean, really, the only enemy at this point for the Commanders is time. So they better get in gear first and foremost.
Because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back.
They hand it off,
And he's in.
and a touchdown for the Commanders.
Brian Robinson Jr.
Oh, Brian Robinson, okay. And Brian Robinson doing the little thriller dance.
On the board here in the 4th quarter.
And of course, Matt LaFleur not very happy, not just with the defense, but I imagine the defensive coordinator too.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast, where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7.
All right, so 14-7.
So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson.
Two issues I'm seeing at the moment. What's that? Kicking and pressure.
Joey Sly
Well,
now to kick off after
like
the
I said, you do
touchdown.
have one free agent signing that you can use. If your team wins, what I will do is I will send you a list of the people that are free agents after this round or after this game.
Maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
And then
The Green Bay offense now
you can
about
have
ready
them,
to take
and then
possession
let me
here.
know who you're going to sign,
They've been asleep
and
for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the
and,
score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half.
and I'll do everything I can to help you out, make this easy for you when it comes to signing people and assigning them to a position that they'll be in need of. You know, things like that. All right, 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And another completion. Well, I'll say this, though. If Clinton can do this, then Washington will not have a chance to get the ball back unless Green Bay turn it over, which I highly doubt they will. But you know, but on any given Tuesday in this case, it can happen. But obviously, Green Bay not intent on doing that.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
Well, they get another first down.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now
They
it's
hand it
on
off
play.
this time.
Jones.
And Jones manages to get to the 43 past midfield and a second and 2.
Both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
Second down, another shot for Jones.
And Jones runs it in for another first down.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around a training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach?
They hand it off. Nice block. And nice cutback, though, by Aaron Jones.
Down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Running right, Jones.
And Jones gets another first down. And Washington is now going to have to burn their timeouts.
Timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
I mean, as the game goes on, Washington is falling apart when it comes to defending the run. And Clinton's like, just keep running. And that's exactly what they will do until they are forced to pass. But it's 1st and 10.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
Well, another timeout
now
burned.
Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll go again to Jones.
And Jones,
And he'll take this
well, he'll get 4 more yards, but
now
that's
Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
that's one last timeout.
Sideline and talk over what to do next.
Well, if Washington's going to get this, they got to stop them, and then, well, actually, they're in field goal range, so even if they do stop them,
they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
I mean, Green Bay only needs a field goal to make this much difficult, but instead they will get the first down, and they're out of timeout, so now they can just run out the clock at this point.
And that should be the one that finishes the script. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Let's go. 10 black. Ready.
The Packers looking to get out of here with a win as they take the knee. Down to a knee.
Oh, yeah.
More time, and that should just about
The victory
do it.
formation? Yeah.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a knee.
All right, well, 14-7 is the margin of victory, and for Ron Rivera, some of his coaching decisions
That's enough to carry them
did
to
not
victory.
help
And that's an
the
odd
Commanders,
game
and
to
it
watch,
certainly
isn't it?
didn't help
Because
that
when we saw the
Green
output
Bay
in the
was
first
that
half,
dang good.
you think to yourself,
But they were
okay,
good.
they've got
They were
something
great.
working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's
But I will
two
say
sets
this,
in the
though.
second half.
The
Fortunately,
Commanders,
enough of a cushion and enough defense to
as
carry
we all
them
know,
home.
they did turn the corner, especially after Ron Rivera left. But we did not know how good they were going to be. That being said, though, the Packers did what they needed to do, and they eliminate the Washington Commanders. So that means that the bottom 5 seeds have been eliminated, and that the 1, 2, 3, and 5 seeds have advanced, which means... So what that means is that the Green Bay Packers are going to stay home, and they will host the Saints. Meanwhile, the Dolphins will go to Dallas, and Dallas will host the Dolphins in the other semifinal. So that's what's at stake. And actually, you know what? Clinton, stick around, because after I showcase the player stats, I can help you with the free agent signing that you do still have left. But first, let's take a look at the stats. Without question, Clinton played the better game. Mario Party Brandon played an okay game. He had the most completions, he had the most yards, had the higher completion percentage, and even though he didn't throw a touchdown, he didn't throw an interception. Aaron Jones had the most yards rushing, and although Mario Party Brandon had the most yards per carry, he only had 1 rush, so I don't know how much stock you would put into that. But what you can put is the fact that Brian Robinson Jr. had a touchdown, Aaron Jones had 2. 100 total yards on the ground. Oh, wait. You had 173, and then Clinton you had minus, but that was towards the end, so I'm not even going to count that. Oh, for the team? Oh, okay. And then receiving, Christian Watson had the most yards. And the most receptions, of course. But Wally had the highest yards per reception, but really he only had 1. And then nobody had any touchdown receptions. That's weird. And then, unfortunately, 2 sacks were allowed, and that was one from Zach Tom and the other by Triple Beat. So Triple Beat's going to have to step up his game, especially as you go up against the Saints. And we saw how good the Saints were when they had that game against the Jaguars. And then James Smith-Williams had the most tackles. And then Jamin Davis and Deron Payne each had a sack, but then we had Jonathan Owens who got that interception. All right, no safeties or blocks or touchdowns there. And, of course, he had 2 extra points, did Anders Carlson. Though he did not make any field goals, so that might be somebody to look at. And nobody from the Packers punted. That's actually a good stat. Okay. In fact, neither guy for punting had to return anything, so there were no punts needed. Or wait. Let me check one more time. Oh, you only had to punt it 1 time, but okay, so it wasn't returned. All right. Well, Clinton, there's still one little piece of business left. So, to mimic the fact that we are, to mimic the fact that, during the season you might have cap space, you have a free agent signing that you can use. But before I do that, let me take off the guys that from the let me just release the guys that were on the teams that lost. So let me do that really quick. And that way you'll have an idea as to who is available for the Green Bay Packers to possibly take. So this will take a few moments. Okay. Oh, Miami's next game is going to be at the Cowboys, and that's by virtue of the fact that the Packers won the game. Now, had the Packers lost, then the Cowboys would have hosted the Commanders, and the Dolphins would have hosted the Saints. However, the Packers won, and they will host the Saints, and the Cowboys will host the Dolphins. So the Dolphins are going to have to go into Jerry World in order to do that. Okay. Let me go over to... Oh, yeah, the Commanders. And then for the Jaguars, I got to do the same thing. Okay. Let me just save this really quick. So I'm pretty sure Clinton is wondering, or probably thinking about who the Packers will take with his free agent pick. So Clinton, I understand that you were thinking about having somebody help with the pressure, or having somebody help with the kicking game. Now, of course, if you see somebody that you like, but you're like, well, wait a minute, I would like to try to turn this guy or turn this girl into, say, a kicker or whatever other position that you would want. And I'll let you know if that's possible or not, based on positions that the players can play. Or if it's more of a need a position, then I'll help you with that. So... But in terms of the people, if you're more concerned about that, you have Joshua James, you have Jose, Jordan Walker, biological. I mean, you have Matt Storm, JT Price, Mario Party Brandon, Elmeister, and Najee. Even though these guys are quarterbacks, you can probably put them in other positions. You have the nickel, Damian Shelley. Then, of course, you have Gregory Blakely, otherwise known as Dragonheart, and he's a real joker if you get my drift, in that you can put him anywhere and he'll kill it. Then, of course, you have Blaze McCoy and Diamond Light. You also have Wally and Alex Ghost as tight ends, and then you have James Garcia and Jamar Games. Then you have Adrian Chambly. Then you have Leo, Brooklyn Joker, and Sean Sanders. So those are the guys that are available. But if you need a kicker, then I'll point out who can become a kicker that you might need him or her for. or if you need something else. But if you need some time to... Oh, what are my DL stats? Wait, DL stats? Oh, you mean defensive line stats? All right. All right, I will look at that for you. If by DL you mean defensive line, let's see. So LE, you have Kenny Clark, 84, not bad, actually pretty good. You do, okay. And then you have, well, actually you only have one right defensive end, and the one you do have is a 74. That might be a concern there. And then defensive tackle, you're good. With defensive tackle, you have Louis Levanquer. But if we're going by just the defensive line, yeah, right defensive end might be something that you might need to look in. And there is one guy who's already a defensive end, and that's Adrian Chambly. But if you want somebody else, okay, all right, I'm cool with that. Let me sign him then. Well, and it's kind of funny because Chambly, the guy himself, believe it or not, he's a big fan of the San Francisco 49ers, so it's going to be surreal for him to play for the Packers, but hey, but it is what it is, though. All right, so I will put him down. I got to say, congratulations on getting the victory from the last game there, Clinton. But yeah, when you told me that you were going to be off for today, I was like, okay, I better do your game tonight because. All right, so let me. Oh yeah. Oh right. It's It was. Was it? It was left. Oh yeah, that's right. Left defensive tackle. There you go. Or defensive end, sorry. All right, let me get him. Oh, he's all right. So he's on the right side, but I'll just simply put him over to the left. It's not a problem. Put at whichever end is the weakest. It'll be the left end because that's the weakest end. So that's all well and good. All right. So let's fix that. But now you've used up your free agent, so I'm happy that you were able to use it. All right. So let me edit the player so I can switch him over. No. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to sign a. Looks like I might have to sign another. Wait, was it right end? Wait, was it right end? Yeah. I need to sign one more right end. Just so that they don't fall below the minimum. So whenever that happens, all I do is just go over to the free agents and then go to the position that's needed. In this case, it's right defensive end. And I'll have them sign whoever the highest is that's remaining, and I'll just go just so that they don't fall below and just so that it can be easy to make the switch. And if I said left, I should have said right. My bad. But he is right where he needs to be. All right. But now I got to also make sure that he is in the starting lineup. Okay. There we go. We'll save that. And with that, congratulations to you, Clinton. And also congratulations to Spike Ryan from the other game. So now you'll have that. Now you have somebody to help Louis Levanguer. Not to say that Louis couldn't do it himself. He can, but if he's got somebody lining up next to him, now the opposing offenses are going to have two guys that they got to worry about. Because now they can't just key on Levanguer all the time. Now they have to deal with Adrian too. So I got to give you some props there, Clinton. And with that, that's going to do it for today's show. I want to say thank you to Clinton and to Spike Ryan and to Jose Blanco while he was here. And I believe Patty's probably still lurking and whatnot. But with that, I want to say thank you so much. So I should also give an update as for this coming weekend because there has been a change of plan. And originally, we were going to do a Fire Pro Wrestling show on the 2nd of November. Well, due to plans changing when it came to our good friend Empress Alicia, it turns out that she ended up having plans on that particular day. So it was then decided between the two of us and for the show itself to be moved to the 3rd of November. So basically, I'll just have to take what I was going to plan on Sunday for Saturday, which was going to be a Blue Toad Wrestling show. But aside from that, though, I'll also work behind the scenes to get that show ready, but also work on the fighters that got that my save that to work on the fighters that my UFC 4 save had corrupted, and now I have to do the fighters again in the sense of creating them and setting them up. So if you hadn't seen that particular stream, you might want to go back and watch it to where it says it happened again to get the full explanation. But to summarize, my save file got corrupted. Thankfully I didn't lose my achievements and unlockables. I just have to make the fighters again. So that's what I'll have to do. Behind the scenes, that is. But until then, aside from that, this is the Blue Toad to Jew 22, and I'll see you on Saturday. I might do something on Friday, but if not, I'll see you on Saturday. But from all of us here, this is the Blue Toad signing off. Have a good night, everybody. Peace out. All right. Take care, y'all.